Okay, so who would like to start with their lessons from last week?
Well, I'll go if you don't mind. And this is from
Yeah,
a couple of weeks ago.
yeah.
Never forget that the sonship is your salvation, for the sonship is yourself.
Mm.
And that's probably all I've got to say about that.
Yeah. Ship is yourself.
Mine was your whole creative function lies in your complete dependence on God. So I think I did okay on this one because it's like I spent a lot of time surrendering over the unknown to something higher, which was awesome.
Mm.
Luckily, I have clients that want me to speak about these things, so it's been I've been able to talk to them about it, and not specifically this, but about Course in Miracles and some of the things that I'm learning from it. So yeah, this one went okay for me this week.
Great.
Excellent.
Have you
Jane,
got
how about
yours,
you?
Steve?
I know, yeah, I'm just looking. I had so many written down.
I know
I forgot.
there was a part that we both had, which was clarity undoes confusion.
Oh, yes. Yes. Yes,
Mm.
clarity undoes confusion. Well, I myself have had the last 7 days have been very good. Um, I'm able to get myself out of some moods of not feeling sad or feeling less than, not enough, and it all gets back to my connection with God that grounds me. And I was reminded yesterday, a friend of mine has a granddaughter who has been um, cutting herself and really did some damage. And I couldn't help but think the first thing I thought of was, does she really know? She's 13 years old. Does she really know the relationship that she has with her creator? And does she know how valuable she is? And because I'm able to pull myself back from unsavory thoughts of less than, just through reminding myself of my connection. And so therefore clarity undoes confusion.
Mm.
So it really worked for me.
And I think too, and Swabby and I have been talking about this a lot over the last couple of weeks because he's been really flat and not understanding why. And I've had my little moments as well. Um, so that, there's something going on, and I'm getting electric shocks off everything at the moment. Everything I touch, even the cat, like I'll go to scratch her head, and I get a shock from her ear. So
Mm.
there's something going on at the moment, and I think when you were referring to your friend's daughter, um, she doesn't have the experience. I mean, we're lucky that we're at the age that we are, and this is what Swabby and I have talked about, is that we actually have experiences behind us. So when we do get flat, whether we try to work through it in our own head or not, um, we can relate it back to another time, how we pulled ourselves out of that, or create a brand new experience from that because we have that capacity to do it.
You're right.
Um, and, you know, if other people are talking about us behind our backs, well, that's none of our business. You know, we've learned all of this sort of stuff as we've gone along. Whereas a 13-year-old, you know, they're so precious, they don't have that experience.
Right.
So they end
Right.
up focusing on that and don't know how to get out of it and don't feel perhaps like they can talk to anybody about it, that they have to deal with it themselves. And we know that um,
Mhm.
that's not how we should be doing it. It's caring and sharing.
Caring and sharing. Yeah, true.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't think it's got any easier to be a 13-year-old.
No. In fact, I reckon it's got
No,
harder, to be
Mm,
honest.
it's got way
mm,
harder because a kid now will have 4 or 5 friends. In the past, they would talk about something, a secret that the child may have divulged, and it would be 4 or 5 people that would know. And now that goes out, it goes viral across the school. You have 1,000 people that know. And no
Correct.
matter
Right.
where you go, there's no one that doesn't know. So it is the ability for someone to spread lies about another, for someone to disparage another's character has gone exponentially larger. And so the
Correct.
Yeah.
children have
Absolutely.
nothing that they can do about it. If there's a mean girl or a mean boy and they decide to come after you, you have to do everything you can to win their favor, or they will destroy
Mm.
you. And that's what kids are facing now.
Mm.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's terrifying for the kids, especially little girls, because body image and
Mm.
all of that. And
Mm-hmm.
little boys too, they're just shamed to an inch of their life. So the stress factors are like,
Mm-hmm.
a million
Mm-hmm.
times greater than what I ever experienced.
And I think too, and you're absolutely right in what you're saying, is that when we were kids, we were kids. Now kids need to be mature. Now kids have got so much being thrown at them, they have to mature that much quicker than what we ever did. You know, we didn't have a care in the world. Get on our push bikes first thing in the morning, head off in the day. Parents didn't know where we were, but knew that we'd be back by dark. Um, so it just,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, technology
Yeah.
is a great thing, but it's the complete opposite of that as well, all in the same
Right.
bundle.
it is, it
Yeah.
really is. Yeah.
Mm. And depending on who's
Mm-hmm.
using it, of course. Yeah.
Mm,
Exactly.
Yeah,
So
and
true.
there's less hope in the world. Kids don't feel like they have the same um, that they will not have the same economic future as their parents.
mm,
But
And
here's
And
here's
there's so much more uncertainty as well. So kids are super
but
stressed about a lot of things, not just the social norms.
mm,
that's true. Um, but here's something uplifting and unusual that happened. One of my sons has a 15-year-old daughter, and he showed me a picture of the schools, and I don't. We got talking about something else. I forgot to ask him what class it was. The school will send home a teenager, both a boy and a girl, with I mean, talk about AI being at its best, with a baby that looks
yes.
almost
Mm.
real,
Mm.
cries, wets, that type of thing. And so my granddaughter went home for the night, and went back to school with the baby. First of all, it was a black baby, and she had to sleep with the baby. And
Oh,
there was a wand that all the babies have that's used to soothe the child. Um, and I say to myself, how brilliant is that? You know, technology has gotten us to the point where, she was being woken up a couple of times in the middle of the night with the baby crying.
how old is she?
15.
So why are they teaching this in schools? To
because
me, that doesn't.
kids are getting pregnant at 11 years old here.
Jesus.
So they're trying to give them a reality check of what the risks are for
Yeah,
having unprotected sex.
right, right.
Because the
Yeah,
reality is they will get pregnant, and this is a result of it because now abortion is illegal in most states in the US.
Mm.
yes, yeah, yeah.
It's actually kind of brilliant, to tell you the truth.
It's
But
what,
we better
Gary?
start reading pretty soon because it's almost a half hour in and we haven't read
Oh, yeah,
one paragraph
yeah.
yet. Who else wants to share really
Oh,
quickly?
yeah,
Yeah.
let's get on the stick here.
Everybody did okay. Coralie, you haven't shared yet.
I sort of, well, I had a bit of a longer version of Jane's one. It was
Um,
clarity undoes confusion by definition, and to look upon darkness through light must dispel it.
That's a good one, isn't it?
awesome.
Mhm.
Mm.
Awesome.
So where did we get to, kids?
Hmm.
Um, one
Carly's going to
moment.
share right now and then
I
we'll know.
am, but of course the tab for it is underneath my screen sharing thing.
We're going to read your
You
emails.
read my email. Oh no. Okay, I'm gonna just move us and look it up again. Okay, but that's not where we're up to. Don't read that bit. We'll get confused. Okay. I think that's where we're up to. Yeah, number 7.
Number 7. Okay.
You want to read, Gary?
You want me to read?
Yeah,
Which one are we on? Is it 7 or is it 8?
7.
7.
Okay. The ego always attacks on behalf of separation. Believing it has the power to do this, it does nothing else. Because its goal of autonomy is nothing else. The ego is totally confused about reality, but it does not lose sight of its goal. It is much more vigilant than you are, because it is perfectly certain of its purpose. You are confused because you do not recognize yours.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Never a true word's been spoken, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's spot on, actually.
Yes, it
Mm.
is.
Because if we were really certain that unification and oneness was our sole purpose, and to be an extension of God for that perspective, we wouldn't be diverted by the ego.
Right. So true.
Do we have any questions on this, or shall we move to number 8?
Let's move to number 8.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, I'll read it. You must recognize that the last thing the ego wishes you to realize is that you are afraid of it. For if the ego could rise to fear, it would diminish your independence and weaken your power. Yet it is one claim to your allegiance. Yet its one claim to your allegiance is that it can give power to you. Without this belief, you would not listen to it at all. How then can its existence continue if you realize that? By accepting it, you are belittling yourself and depriving yourself of power.
Wow. It's like a hammer over the head, isn't it?
It
It
is, yeah.
sure is. And that's why we're in the mess we're in.
Hmm.
Hmm. I think we've talked about this before, but I really wish that I had known all this stuff way back. I'd love to see that contrast now, or that difference
Right,
now, um, to, that settled belief system.
right, right.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
But can you hear it before you're ready?
No, and this is, yeah. Oh my God. You got a microphone or something in our kitchen, honestly. The chats we've been having lately about all of this sort of stuff, the human race, it keeps coming up over and over and over again. Because I think I've said to you that Swabby and I go really deep into these conversations,
Mm.
um, and it's good. It's good for the soul. It's good for the soul to release all that, deep stuff that you necessarily wouldn't talk out loud about.
Yeah,
So I think it's great.
yeah. Shall we carry on?
Sure.
We should. Jane, would you like to read?
Sure. The ego can and does allow you to regard yourself as supercilious, unbelieving, light-hearted, distant, emotionally shallow, callous, uninvolved, and even desperate, but not
Mm.
really afraid. Minimizing fear, but not its undoing, is the ego's constant effort, and is indeed a skill at which it is very ingenious. How can it preach separation without upholding it through fear? And would you listen to it if you recognize this is what it's doing?
Mm.
Mm.
Wow, I'm actually enjoying this chapter.
Yeah, yeah. It's profound.
I looked up supercilious because I wasn't sure about that. And it says behaving or looking as though one thinks one is superior to others.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good word, though, isn't it? Regardless of its meaning, it's actually a really good
Great
word.
word.
It,
Mm.
yeah.
There's a lot of words there that because they're not sort of, they're all different to each other. not necessarily, not ones we want. You might think you want to be light-hearted.
Is that why it's in inverted commas,
Yeah,
perhaps?
maybe, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's no wonder that many churches, many religions, have conjured up the idea of a devil,
Mm.
a Satan, when in reality, in my opinion, it's the ego.
Yeah, because it's all about fear, isn't it? If you create fear, then people will listen more and and
Right.
and not and do less. Oh, they'll take care of
Mm-hmm.
it. They'll look after me because, I'm too afraid now.
Right.
So yeah,
Right.
it's an
Mm-hmm.
interesting concept. Rule with fear.
Yeah.
I guess that's why it took me so long to actually um, be comfortable using the word or hearing the word God, because there was that whole other side to it, which is why I never succumbed, whatever the word is, to a
Mm-hmm.
religious pathway, because of
Right.
the whole negative side of that, and the whole with living with fear, and you've got to do this or otherwise there's bad things are going to happen to you, hellfire and brimstone. Well,
Right.
if this book was the Bible, there wouldn't be any fear, and more people would probably follow its path, in my humble opinion.
Yes. Yes.
Because when we started reading this book, I didn't want to do it. I said to V, I'm not comfortable with reading about God and taking on God and blah, 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 blah.
Right.
Um, and, here we are now, picking out our own lessons. Sometimes they're the same as other people on here, or sometimes they're different. But we
Mm-hmm.
all have
Mm-hmm.
our own interpretation and our own way of being guided in a more positive way. I love that. I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it makes perfect sense with having being totally yourself, accepting other people as themselves, having the foundation of love,
Mm.
um, and being a part of it and knowing you're a part of it.
Mm.
Um, it's very freeing.
It is.
Mm.
Yes.
Hmm.
Would you like to read that great big one, Linda?
Sure. Your recognition that whatever seems to separate you from God is only fear, regardless of the form it takes and quite apart from how the ego wants you to experience it, is therefore the basic ego threat. Its dream of autonomy is shaken to its foundation by this awareness. For those you may countenance a false idea of independence, for though you may countenance a false idea of independence, you will not accept the cost of fear if you recognize it. Oh my God, we've just been talking about that, haven't we? Yet this is the cost, and the ego cannot minimize it. If you overlook love, you are overlooking yourself, and you must fear unreality because you have denied yourself. By believing that you have successfully attacked truth, you are believing that attack has power. Very simply, then, you have become afraid of yourself, and no one wants to find what he believes would destroy him. Crikey.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Mm. Yeah, that whole fear thing. Fear, fear, fear.
Hmm.
What do you think of that one, Gary?
I'm still reading it. I have to read it over a few times. It's not sinking in yet. Does anyone have any insight in this? Because I'm reading and I'm saying, by believing you have successfully attacked truth, which is overlooking love, and it says you must fear unreality because you have denied yourself, and that means the love that you are. By believing you have successfully attacked truth, you are believing that the attack has power. And it says very simply, then you have become afraid of yourself.
Hmm.
It's just not connecting for me yet. Does anyone have any insight on that paragraph or the last section of that paragraph?
Is it to do with, so if you're listening to the ego and the ego is taken over, then you're just going to constantly live in fear. You've allowed the ego to do that. So you're constantly listening to the ego. You've become afraid of yourself. So by believing that you have successfully attacked truth, you are believing that attack has power because you're listening to the ego overlooking love. Very simply, then, you have become afraid of yourself, and no one wants to find what he believes would destroy him. The ego's creating a fear.
Well, and its basis is done in separation. You can only have fear when you feel separate
Mm.
because love is inclusive. So any attacking, when it says by believing that you have successfully attacked truth, you are believing that attack has power.
And that truth has to be oneness. It has to be a lack of separation.
Mm.
Right,
It would have to be that we are love. By
right.
believing that we're not, then we believe that that
Mm-hmm.
attack has power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
But
just the
I can't get one line. Very simply, then, you have become afraid of yourself. That's what I'm struggling with. How does, with all things, create fear of yourself? That's my question. And no one wants to find what he believes would destroy him. I get that because, well, okay, I'm kind of getting it now. So if we really believe that we're one with God and we're being run by the ego and we don't necessarily want to find out that we're not autonomous and that we're not separate from God because that is what we have claimed to be ourselves. So then if we face that, then what would we be? We would have no more autonomy. We'd have no more necessarily identity other than
mm-hmm.
just being at one-ment, which means you disappear. you, yourself, your identity, and your personality disappear into
Mm-hmm.
the infinite oneness of all things. Now, I can relate to that. I can see that um, that would make I have felt that like, do I really want that? Because then I would no longer exist, and then who would I be?
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
so now I get it. And no one wants to find what he believes would destroy him. Okay.
Yeah, you're creating yourself on shaky ground. And then who are you and what are you? Oh, you couldn't
Well,
possibly look at that. You'd be afraid to look at that.
well, you'd be afraid to lose yourself in the ocean of oneness. At least that's my takeaway.
Or you're afraid to lose yourself because the ego rules, and it's to me it's like being taken away by a wave. The ego is that strong. It's like a current in the ocean, and then you're
Well, I kind of
lost.
feel like it's not about the ego, it's about the oneness, that we're afraid of
Right,
the oneness because then our ego, our sense of autonomy no longer exists. So it's not necessarily for me
right,
anyways being taken away by the ego. It's being taken away by that sense of a lack of autonomy. But I could have it
right.
wrong. But that's what I'm getting from it right now.
So I
I
just,
agree.
Coralie or
I just,
Linda, do you
uh,
have any comments?
well, I just, um, I always find it interesting just to have a look, just to see what it says on the internet. So it's saying here, it just as another thing, means that the core fear experienced by individuals stems from an unconscious denial and misperception of their true, unified, and powerful self as created by God. Now, that's just an AI perception.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Are you on ChatGPT, Linda?
No, I've just gone on to Google. It's whatever they call it, Gemini or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm.
Huh.
So what did you put in that came out with that?
I just typed that sentences in and then put in speech thingies and then put
Yeah.
meaning after it.
Which sentence?
Uh, the one very simply, then you have become afraid of yourself.
Oh, okay. The thing that really stood out for me is you are believing that attack has power. And we see evidence of group ego believing that all the time.
Yeah,
That's war.
Mm-hmm.
like government.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or religion.
Or religion. Yeah, absolutely. The two fundamentals.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Yeah.
They
Mm,
seem to be walking hand in hand these days.
Mm.
Right.
yeah. Shall we do another one?
I think we should.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to read it, Gary? Or
Sure.
did you? Yeah.
If the ego's goal of autonomy could be accomplished, God's purpose could be defeated, and this is impossible. Only by learning what fear is can you finally learn to distinguish the possible from the impossible and the false from the true. According to the ego's teachings, its goal can be accomplished and God's purpose cannot. According to the Holy Spirit's teachings, Only God's purpose can be accomplished, and it is accomplished already.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I love that.
Mm.
Yeah, me too. Well, then, I think the bottom line is getting back to the fact that only love is real. Everything else, including fear, is an illusion.
Mm. Well,
Well, I think fear is the ultimate expression that we do not believe that God exists in our lives. Because if we
Mm-hmm.
did believe it, we would be fearless. If we have fear of the future, that means we have no faith that we are being guided, watched over, loved, cared
Mm-hmm.
for by something higher than us. Because I can only speak from personal experience. When I used to think about in a separated mind about the future, there'd be like, I have absolutely no idea what's coming down the pike for me, and that freaks me out. I need certainty, and there's no certainty, and it would bother me that there was no certainty.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got to the point to where it's like, I don't need certainty because I'm always watched over. I always have been watched over. I've never not been watched over. I've always been better than good. What the heck? I have no evidence that I'm not going to be watched over. So what am I actually really worrying about other than I think I'm separate from God? So if I think I'm one with God and I'm always going to be cared for, then my fear evaporates.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But that last line where it says, according to the Holy Spirit's teachings, only God's purpose can be accomplished, and it is accomplished already, which is a very interesting linguistic twist, which collapses time and brings like there
Yes.
is no struggle, like it's
Yes.
already here, we're already in it, and yet we
Yes.
think we're out of it, but we're not. It's all around
Mm-hmm.
us. It's happening in this very instant. And I love that about that line.
Yeah,
Mm.
yeah, exactly. Mm. Yeah, to know that we're the only obstacle that stands in the way of receiving God's love. It's our thinking, it's our belief system. And if we can remove the obstacles that keep us from that love, then it's accomplished. Well, it's already been accomplished. It's the fact of the matter is we're not always receiving it, but it's nobody's fault. It's just, the difference between eyes closed and eyes open, heart closed.
mm.
And
I think that go ahead, Jane.
I was just going to say, like the snap of a finger, like we can take back the true reality of life, and that is being in that state of love.
There's one statement in Course in Miracles. I don't know if we've come across it yet. I can't remember. But to look through the eyes of the Holy Spirit means you see the oneness of all creation as it is you, and and as a consequence of seeing nothing but God being expressed in a myriad forms and you being one of those myriad forms, that's when I think fear ends. I don't think necessarily that we have to remove any blockages. I think we just have to focus our minds in the right direction and see through
Mm-hmm.
the right eyes at creation. That's my suspicion, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
We might want to get to our statements because it is 7:57 right now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Who would like to go first?
Oh, well, I'm
Okay, you go.
just gonna take that last line there. Only God's
Mhm.
purpose can be accomplished, and it
Yeah,
is accomplished already.
Me
yeah,
too. Yep.
that's mine as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Perfect.
It's done.
Well, I think
Thy
I
will
have to
be
pick that
done.
as well.
Have we ever had a call where we've all taken the same one?
Never.
Nope.
Never.
Perfect.
Yeah, and
Perfect
that's what
call.
we
I had
are.
another one written out.
Perfect.
Had another one written out, but it didn't land as well as this one lands.
Mm, yeah, kind of says it all, really, doesn't it?
Yep, it does. Okay, gang, I am going to call it a wrap for myself because I have still work to do before I can lay my head down on my pillow.
Oh boy.
So sorry I'm all jumpy tonight. It feels weird, but I guess I am. So
It's
we
all
will
good.
see you guys next Tuesday.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay?
Or
Have a
Wednesday
good,
morning. That's it.
yes, our Wednesday morning for the Southern Hemisphere folk. See you guys
That's
Have a
right.
later.
beautiful, have a beautiful week,
Bye.
everyone. Love
Yeah.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
you too.
you.
Great to see it.
Bye-bye.
Love, love, love.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.